What's going on, everyone? I'm just your average, everyday, typical Canadian nerd here to react to your average, everyday American man here to react to and learn about 30 bizarre Canadian facts. Apparently, one of them being ice cream is illegal. I'm having a guess here that it probably has to do with some sort of ingredient that is featured in American ice cream that is not legal here in Canada, because there are actually many food ingredients that are legal in America that are illegal in the rest of the world, and vice versa, from my understanding. But I'm not a doctor, I'm just a nerd, and I'm gonna get this picture out of the way so we can watch this video.
What's going on, everyone? I'm just an average, typical American here today to react and learn about 30 bizarre Canadian facts.
Bizarre.
And this video is actually facts that even locals don't know.
Oh?
Canada, are you bizarre?
We'll see. Well,
Why
yeah.
are you so bizarre?
Hey, how bizarre? How bizarre? But really, yes, we are different from the United States. And really bizarre is a strange word here. How are we going to define bizarre? It's not bizarre, it's just strange, and I'm strange. I'm a weirdo. I mean, heck, look at my background, right? I mean, well, what am I doing here on the internet? Oh, let's continue.
I want to find out 30 plus reasons why Canada is bizarre, and locals don't know. Even locals don't know. That's throwing me off a little. So Canadians, you are bizarre, but you don't even know why.
I can only guess, like, I was raised in the west end of Ottawa, right? And there's a town called Canada, and they have a lot of strange bylaws, like you're not allowed to spit on the sidewalk, you're not allowed to paint your front door red, and so on. I'm not sure what he's getting at. Let's find out.
I'm sure the exact same applies to Americans, and definitely me. Actually, maybe I probably do know why I am bizarre. At least I'm self-aware of it.
Hey,
Does that help?
Good.
I don't know. Anyway,
sure.
Canadians, you are about to become self-aware of your bizarreness, or maybe you already know.
Yes,
I'm
I
ready
am
to
far more self-aware
listen to
than the
30
average
bizarre
Canuck.
Canadian facts, okay?
You know, it seems like almost every country in the world has at least one law that baffles foreigners to no end, and
Can't eat oranges in the bathtub in California.
Canada is no exception.
Oh, are these... Some of these are laws. Like laws that are maybe old and shouldn't be in place, or... America has stuff like this. Okay, I get it.
Like the oranges.
Say I can't fill my bathtub with more than 3.5 inches of water when taking a bath? Yep, that's Canada.
What?
But wait, there's
News to
more
me.
Come.
Oh, no.
On the Canadian island Newfoundland, a cow can't be your pet, even if you've been dreaming of it your whole life.
Hey,
So while it's
good
not
to know.
illegal to own a cow, keeping it in your home is a strict no-no.
Newfies, can you tell me why?
I mean... a few things about this.
I'm just imagining there's an excellent story behind this that made it have to be put into law.
Why do you want a cow to be your pet? Okay, maybe a cow could be lovable.
Oh, cows are pretty awesome.
Maybe.
Yes.
If you owned a cow, you could just say it's not your pet, and then just love the cow like a pet dog if you really felt like it. I feel like there's some loopholes here.
Yes.
But okay.
But if you're the type to leave your pet dog outside to live, then you're a bad dog owner. Bad owner. Bad.
Not expecting this, although some Americans do have pet pigs.
Yeah.
And chickens.
Who are allowed in the
So,
house.
Can I really judge? No.
In
I
Sudbury,
shouldn't.
Ontario, you can attach sirens to your bike. Otherwise, you'll have to pay a fine of a whopping $5,000.
Okay.
At the same time,
Cool, that's fair.
horns and bells are perfectly okay.
Yeah.
Oh, just not a siren.
Okay.
So, does that mean that there used to be people with sirens on their bikes? In the town of Souris,
Probably.
on Prince Edward Island, There's a law that prohibits you from building a snowman that's taller than 30 inches.
These are all in really, really specific parts of Canada, by the way.
Well, I see their point.
And why does this part hate big snowmen?
Right?
A snowman that's taller than 30 inches.
You can't build a snowman taller than 30 inches. I mean, that's like 10 inches. So like this. Hold on. Oh,
It's just over 2 feet tall. That's ridiculous. 2.5 feet tall. Yes, 2.5 feet tall. That's ridiculous. I don't think I've ever seen a snowman that small.
I can do this. Oh, this needs to go. Wait, I don't know how 3D works. Like that big. I can't. Oh, I gotta rotate this around and go up. Okay, everything's reversed for me. Ah, okay. No snowmen like bigger than that. What the heck? That's kind of boring.
It's very small.
I see their point. Big snowmen are spooky. In Etobicoke, Ontario,
Etobicoke, the K is silent.
people seem to be a little too worried about bathtub safety. Thus, according to the local law, you can't enjoy more than 3.5 inches of water in your bathtub.
Okay.
How is it even a bath at that point? I'm sorry.
It really isn't.
I'm all for saving water and stuff, but this is for safety?
I don't think you can even get a toaster in that bath.
Like, I don't know. Americans would riot and protest if our baths were only 3.5 inches.
I mean, like, how can you even have toast in the tub that way?
It's not even a bath. My foot would be bathed.
How do they enforce that? Do they break
Yeah.
into your bathroom and measure it? If you ever visit the Canadian province of Alberta, do not paint a wooden ladder. It's against the law.
What?
And in the
Interesting.
town of Oshawa in Ontario, you can't climb a tree. Otherwise, you'll have big problems with the authorities.
Oh, no. Tree climbing is like a rite of passage for a young American to stupidly climb a tree irresponsibly, not tell their parents they're doing it, and then if you're me, to have a branch break, fall down, break your wrist, and not ever tell anyone. But I'm getting a little specific.
Yeah, see, I grew up in a forest, and climbing a tree was just very normal around there, but I was not in Oshawa, and I'm assuming Oshawa has some reasons for it that have to do with the whole not in my backyard kind of attitude.
Also, you can't hang swings or a hammock on a tree's branch.
What?
Victoria,
Wow.
British Columbia, has an inexplicable rule of its own. Here, street entertainers aren't allowed to give children animals made of balloons.
What?
Well, that one makes sense.
Yeah,
Why does
okay.
that make sense?
In Canada,
Can't give children balloons in the shape of animals? Is it like a danger? Like they're gonna choke on the balloon?
I'm guessing it's a littering story behind it, but if it's just balloons shaped like animals, then that's a different story.
Reminds me of how they stopped giving away small McDonald's toys because children would choke on it or something. Actually, that's very sad. So, all right, no balloons.
children animals made of balloons. Well, that one makes sense.
Okay.
In Canada, the city of Fredericton, you can't leave home while wearing your pet snake on your neck or holding your pet lizard in your hands. If you want to
Okay,
take your
that makes
snake
sense.
or any other reptile for a walk, be so kind as to put it in a glass container.
Take your.
Yeah.
What? Are we trolling here? Taking your snake for a walk?
Well, think of the
In a
weather.
glass container. Your lizard.
You want it insulated.
Who are all
right?
these Canadians with pet snakes and lizards? This is starting to scare me. I don't know. Canada, I don't
Really?
know. I don't feel so safe anymore if you all have
So-
pet snakes.
So, Tyler, do you not know anybody who has a pet lizard? Reptile? I mean, like, what about pet fish? They're equally as absurd, right?
That you're taking for walks with your animal balloons, choking people. No, okay. I need to reel it in. All right.
Okay.
By the way, I understand why no Canadians have heard of any of these facts either. They're all in extremely obscure individual places. So
Right.
if you're from there, you might know.
Now, are you going to the supermarket with the hope of getting rid of some change? Hold your horses or keep them outside. In Canada, there are limits
Okay.
as to how many coins you can use while paying for stuff.
What?
That's fair.
This is actually like a joke that's in a lot of American sitcoms and stuff.
Yeah.
Like a cheap joke. Showing up to the supermarket, like paying with all pennies, is like a prank where you have like hundreds of coins. So it's certainly not illegal in America. Probably should be, if we're being
Yeah,
honest.
probably.
In particular, you can pay up to $25 in loonies, which are Canadian $1 coins,
I was about to say, what the heck?
That's a lot of loonies.
$5 in nickels,
That's
and
a
only
roll?
25 cents in pennies.
Also a roll.
If
So
you
that's
decide to
a
work
roll
as
of
cab
coins.
driver in Halifax, never, do you hear me? Never wear a t-shirt and a pair of shorts while inside the car.
Oh,
The thing
okay.
is that all the cab drivers
Huh.
in Nova Scotia's capital must wear some sort of uniform. A shirt with a collar and long sleeves
Okay.
and ankle-length pants.
That fits because as a customer, in the summertime, I exclusively wear a t-shirt and shorts. But I also have my own car, so that's not my problem, and I'm not in
If
Halifax.
it gets too hot, all you're allowed is a pair of dress shorts that covers your knees.
Wow,
Okay.
this seems like some kind of formal, based on tradition thing.
So there.
Yeah.
I would tip my cab driver more, I guess, if he was all spiffy, all dressed up. I'd be like, oh, just for me? Thank you.
I would tip the cabbie more if it was hot and they were telling me I'm not allowed to wear shorts.
And then he'd be like, no, it's because I'll be arrested
I'd suggest a skirt instead.
if I don't. And I'll be like, oh, you shouldn't have told me that.
If you decide to paint a garage door in Canada, which
Canada.
is one of the largest suburbs of Ottawa,
What?
use any color but purple. Try this color and you'll be fine.
There are a lot of weird housing bylaws in Canada.
Oh, of course.
Now, once it was illegal to throw snowballs in Esquimalt, British Columbia.
What?
However, nowadays, you can start a snow fight there without looking over your shoulder all the time.
Yes.
Could it be
Woohoo.
that the police just got fed up with arresting kids?
I don't think it's pronounced Esquimalt, but I also don't know the correct answer. So I'm going to leave it at that.
Now, be
There's no way they arrested anyone in real life over this law. I feel like for most of these laws, even if they exist as laws, what kind are you really arresting people over this stuff if they break it? Maybe. I don't know.
Be careful if you're a teenager wearing lace-up shoes on Main Street in Fort Qu'Appelle in Saskatchewan.
Fort Capel.
Okay.
There, teens can't have untied shoes. Otherwise, they or their parents will have to pay a fine.
Okay.
It's like a style now, I think. I'm not very with it. No. It's it's like a style for a lot of kids and people to wear cool shoes and leave them untied as they never tie their shoe. It's like a look or something. It's a cool style. But
Okay, I'm still stuck on this Esquimalt pronunciation because I'm thinking it's Eskimo, but I don't want to make any assumptions here. And so I'm just quickly looking it up. And we're going to see Iskimok. Isquaimukt. Isquaimukt. Okay, so that pronunciation guide is not clear to me, and Isquaimukt. I apologize. I don't know this answer, and I'm going to move on.
I'm not cool, so I tie my shoes.
Yeah,
Now,
sucker.
one Canadian law that dates back to the 1940s declares it's illegal to own, print, or sell comics that mention any criminal act.
What? That's like the basis. That's the basis of all superhero comics, is that people commit crime and get taken care of.
Well, doesn't that
Yeah.
mean that literally all superhero comic books were prohibited in Canada?
Yeah.
If you live in the town of London, Ontario, make sure that you take good care of your lawn. Once the grass grows 8 inches tall, Immediately mow the lawn. Otherwise, the city authorities will come and mow it for you. But then
Wait, they'll mow it for you?
you'll have to spend a fortune paying
fine.
the bill they'll send you.
Oh, I thought this was an exploit.
Okay.
Like you could. I thought this was a cheat code.
See, that's pretty standard in most areas that I've been to. Also, if you're wondering what that sound was moments ago, it was a decoration in my room just fell from its perch. It was a T-51B set of power armor, and I'm wondering why it fell. Maybe a big truck rolled by, or it has something to do with the warm temperature. I don't know.
You could just not mow your
get
lawn,
it later.
and the city will get so angry they'll show up and mow it and be like, "Darn you! I'm mowing your lawn," and you're like, "Oh, please don't," but you really want them to. But you gotta pay. But I bet a lot of Americans actually wish that this was a law. Seriously, Americans are obsessed with mowing their lawns, looking to look good. It's the pride of our houses. So they hate it when your neighbors don't mow their lawn, even because they think it looks bad on your neighborhood, and on if they're next door to you, you're like, oh, they're. So Americans probably wish this was actually a law.
Mow it
You know, that kind of attitude of not liking your neighbor's lawn also translates over here. Don't worry about it, Tyler.
for you. But then you'll have to spend a fortune paying the bill they'll send you. Okay, how about this one? In Ottawa, it's illegal to eat ice cream on Bank Street on Sundays. Yeah,
Okay.
any other day of the
Okay.
I thought it was just going to be illegal to eat ice cream. If it's a very specific scenario, then I
Okay.
could probably avoid it.
week or any other street, and you're good to enjoy your cold treat.
Yeah.
But Bank Street on a Sunday? Careful.
Wow, this just makes me want to go to Bank Street on a Sunday with a giant ice cream cone and obnoxiously big ice cream. That's what it makes. Canadians, does this make you
Yeah.
just want to break the rules too?
You're breaking the law.
It's easy to stay away from Bank Street, and it makes sense because you know on a Sunday there's a lot of people walking around. You don't want to accidentally step in. Oh, I stepped in ice cream, and then someone's gonna be like, "Oh, you stepped in my ice cream."
In Vancouver from 1947 to 1986, you weren't allowed to sell stoves within city limits on Wednesdays.
What?
Just, don't ask.
Just
okay?
Wednesdays.
Don't
I don't
try
know.
to impress your friends while performing bike tricks in Ottawa. Taking your feet off the pedals while you're riding a bike is prohibited by law.
Oh.
Okay. News to
I
me.
guess if you're trying to stop route those rowdy kids from doing their bike tricks,
Yeah.
just a no feet off the pedals rule makes sense.
In the 90s, there was a big push against skate parks and related activities. So, yeah, sure.
It's just extremely not fun.
While you're riding a bike is prohibited by law.
Wow.
Okay, the next rule was probably created especially for Santa Claus. In Ontario,
Okay.
you can't drive your sleigh along the highway without a minimum of 2 bells attached to the harness of the horse.
What?
Fact 1.
When
Okay.
was this law written? It wasn't written for
That's fair.
Santa, or maybe it was. But it was written for like the 1600s when people were riding around in sleighs, I guess.
I'm thinking it was more in the 1900s because highways, cars, moving on.
Minimum of 2 bells attached to the harness of the horse.
I'm glad they were so concerned about safety even then. I don't know when exactly, but they just wanted your sleigh to make noise. It's actually kind of interesting, like ancient, like
Okay.
car sleigh safety rules, huh?
Fact 1. Pennies aren't used in Canada anymore.
Correct.
Fact 2.
Really? I feel like America wanted to do that. Get rid of pennies, stop the production of pennies. It made it made a bunch of people so sad that I feel like they never ended up doing it.
Same story when we did it. We were against it, but the fact of the matter is it cost more to produce a penny than the penny was worth,
But like a penny isn't worth the copper that it's made from.
right?
It was getting to that point or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but good for Canada. Canada. Good for Canada.
Yes. Canada.
For actually taking the leap and saving
We did
some
the good.
precious metals.
Of course. Fact 1. Pennies aren't used in Canada anymore. Fact 2. If you deface one, your actions will still be considered a crime. So, no
Sure.
scratching, drilling holes, or leaving them on a railway track to be flattened by a train.
This is kind of funny because in America, that's a law as well. But
Yeah.
but people make like art out of coins, and they turn coins into rings. So I don't know if what the rules are exactly.
So interestingly, the toonie, when it first came out, a lot of people found they could pop the center out of the toonie, and then they're like, I've got 2 coins. And yeah, it turns out that was illegal.
Got that? In Charlottetown on Prince Edward Island, you can't ring anyone's doorbell or knock at other people's doors as a joke. It's prohibited
Okay.
by law.
I want to live here. Yes, please. No one ding dong ditching me. No one ringing. Do Canadians have ding dong ditch,
Yes, but it's known as Nicky Nicky Nine Door.
where you ring their doorbell and run away as a prank?
Yeah.
But here it's illegal. Yes,
Or
please.
knock at other people's doors as a joke.
Sign me
It's
up.
prohibited by law.
Okay.
Make sure not to remove a Band-Aid in a public place in Canada.
Oh, yeah.
There's a law prohibiting it. You
Yeah, nobody wants that.
What? How is this enforced?
Okay, it's like clipping your nails in public. It's just wrong. Just don't do that in the privacy of not near me.
Has this ever been actually anyone been arrested for this?
I hope
Is this
so.
true in all of Canada?
not to remove a band joke. It's prohibited by law.
Yeah.
Make sure not to remove a Band-Aid in a public place in Canada.
In a public place.
There's a law
Yeah,
prohibiting
just don't do it.
You
What?
scab you.
I mean, is it a health concern? Is that
It
what we're
should
saying?
be if it isn't.
I guess. It's 99.9% of the time not going to be anything. Huh.
But just keep
I don't know how I
it to
feel about
yourself.
In Wawa, Ontario, avoid public displays of affection on Sundays.
What?
It's illegal.
Okay.
Admittedly, you can interpret PDA in different ways,
Yeah.
but just in case, no kissing or cuddling on Sunday. In
Wow.
Uxbridge, Ontario,
I guess you got to save that day for the Lord. If you're going to kiss and cuddle anyone, make sure it's Jesus.
you probably won't be able
Okay.
to watch your favorite movie on Netflix. The problem is the internet speed. According to local law, it can't be faster than 56K. A bit faster and you're an offender.
I don't know anything about internet speed, but I would be annoyed if if I lived in a town that had a limit. There can definitely be no pro gamers in this town because you need really good internet.
Yeah, so I'm guessing this has to do with the dial-up internet and other internet availability restrictions, considering 56K was the standard maximum speed for dial-up over the phone lines.
Can't
Moving
be
on.
faster
And if you're just me and want fast internet.
than 56K.
Everyone wants fast
A
internet.
bit faster and you're an offender. For comparison, we used to have that internet speed in the 1990s, in the era of dial-up modems.
What? Wait.
Oh, that was the maximum speed back then.
They have the internet speed of computers 30 years old?
Yeah,
It's true.
it was brutal.
Avoid scaring the Queen in Canada, otherwise you'll get arrested.
Proper.
Kind of sad. All respect and admiration and all of that to the Queen, who just passed away.
Does that mean we can scare the king?
At the filming of this video, that only happened, earlier this week. So it's actually a bit sad, but also she is definitely remembered and mourned. Okay.
No, I know. In the last video, we learned that anything that applied to the queen will transfer over to the king, so you're still not allowed to scare the king if he's in Canada. That's fine.
Moving on to more fun things.
Oh, sorry, Your Majesty. There is a point in the Criminal Code of Canada where it is illegal to offend a place with a bad smell.
Yeah.
Probably no finger pulling there. According
Wait, you can't fart? Where?
is a point in the Criminal Code of Canada where it is illegal.
In Canada? In
Yeah.
all of Canada.
Look, it's just a blanket law against, like, stink bombs and such.
You can't fart or
Legal.
offend a place with a bad smell. I'm speechless. This now I feel like I'm acting like this affects me a lot, and everyone watching is just thinking, "Oh, what's he getting so upset about?"
Yes, okay. In that case, Tyler, please stay where you are and don't come to visit. But no, seriously, you should come visit.
Does he fart all the time? Is he gonna get Is that why I'm so worried? No, I think farts are funny sometimes, and you probably shouldn't be arrested just for offending a place with a smell. Okay. I'm deflecting.
To offend a place with a bad smell. Probably no finger pulling there. According to Canadian laws, not less than 35% of all the content broadcasted on the radio must be of Canadian origin.
True.
However, it's only true from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This is like one of the most interesting ones here. Because Americans kind of have a luxury where a lot of popular music is made by Americans.
And Canadians, and I bet he has no idea.
Although I do acknowledge Justin Bieber as Canadian. And Drake, right? Huh.
Oh, he's got two.
Yeah, there's a lot of good Canadian artists, actually. I'm sure many more that I don't know of.
So many.
I should look into that, actually. Huh.
You should.
Anyway, it makes sense now.
Like Bare Naked Ladies, for example. Back when I was in high school, the original drummer for the Bare Naked Ladies came to teach at my school for a semester. It was really cool.
Because America doesn't have this problem, really, but Canada wants to play at least 30%
35.
Canadian music. That's cool, actually.
5% of all the... According to Canadian laws, not less than 35% of all the content broadcasted on the radio must be of Canadian origin.
Wow.
However, it's only true from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday to Friday.
It's not hard to fill that quota. We have a lot of great musicians coming out of Canada from all different parts of the country, especially up north. Like, I've heard this rendition of Blackbird, the song by the Beatles, sung in Micmac, and it was just beautiful.
That's cool that they're like promoting Canadian artists and all that.
Now, don't pretend to be a person you aren't in Quebec. In particular, avoid impersonating a foreigner. It's illegal and is punished with a fine. Until 1990.
All right.
Don't impersonate a foreigner. I laugh because this applies, like, I would be a foreigner, right? Technically, as an American.
Mes amis québécois, il y a une histoire jolie avec tout ça. Et moi, j'inquiète. C'était quoi l'histoire? Parce que honnêtement, c'est pas quelque chose de normal. Mais c'est pas normal. C'est pas une situation normale. Même la loi. Alors, s'il vous plaît, écris-moi l'histoire dans les commentaires.
So,
Comment?
What if, like,
Comments.
I'm not that different
You know what I
than
mean.
a Canadian, right? Come on. So, would they think I'm like impersonating someone, or that's just funny to think about. Someone impersonating. Okay.
Foreigner.
I wonder why. I wonder what the origin of this law is. Something must have happened.
Ouais, c'est ça. Avec chaque loi, il y a quelque chose qui le commence. Et je veux savoir, honnêtement, parce que je crois que c'est excellent.
Where someone was impersonating for personal gain, and it messed a bunch of stuff up.
It's illegal and is punished with a fine.
Okay.
Until 1995 in Ontario, it was prohibited to sell yellow-colored margarine. Was there a rational explanation? But of course, by keeping margarine white, producers tried to make this product look less appealing to people. Therefore, consumers were supposed to buy the prettier sun-colored butter.
Wow. I think almost all butter in America, margarine, is yellow.
Okay, but really, for health reasons, you should stick to butter. And for taste reasons.
Some is white. Which one was illegal?
For happiness reasons.
By colored margarine, 1995 in Ontario, it was prohibited to sell yellow-colored.
Prohibited to sell the yellow color. Huh, that's like all we have.
Therefore, consumers were supposed to buy the prettier sun-colored butter.
Just
you can't
butter's
challenge
better.
people to a duel or accept an invitation to one in Canada. If only Alexander Hamilton had known about this.
Oh, you can't challenge people to a duel?
Yeah, I've tried it, and there's always someone there to say, you can't do that. It's against the law here.
Well, come on. Some things
Right?
should remain in the old ways, you know? Some things have to be settled with a good old-fashioned duel.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a law about this or not in America.
Like, it's not even legal to do the glove slap.
I bet there's something to do with cowboys. Cowboys in America had duels where you'd, like, have a showdown. You'd go back to back, walk 10 paces, turn around, and each cowboy would try to draw their revolver and shoot the other guy first.
Right.
So I think that's illegal in America now.
Shouldn't
it's kind
be.
of like that. Okay.
It's classic fun.
When you visit Calgary, Alberta, never ever buy, or sell for that matter, non-prescription contact lenses.
Oh, and don't mispronounce Calgary, because residents hate it if you say something like call Gary.
When at a costume shop. It's prohibited by law.
All right.
If you buy a house in Beaconsfield, Quebec, don't even try to paint it more than 2 colors. Otherwise, guess what? Right, you'll be fined.
All right.
What? They're silencing personal expression here. Come on.
Yes.
More than 2 colors.
More than 2 colors?
Otherwise,
Don't do it.
Guess what?
Wait. More than 2. So you can do 2? I could make it work.
Yeah.
2 color scheme.
Yes.
Okay, it's a little better.
It's
Right,
fair.
you'll be fined. Your house can be bright, but only 1 or 2 colors max.
Okay.
In
Still
St.
weird.
Paul, Alberta, it's illegal for kids younger than 15 to be in public places without a parent or guardian from 12:01 a.m. until 6 a.m.
What?
Well, at least you don't have to worry about your little ones sneaking out at night.
Under 15. I mean, if you're 15,
You should be in
14,
bed.
You're in high school in America. And you're pretty with it. I mean,
That's midnight to 6 in the morning. You should be in bed.
relatively speaking, I kept getting more intelligent and mentally evolving. Oh God, high school, that through your 20s. It's only very recently where I even feel like, well, I look back and I'm like, God, I was dumb. Even when at the time I thought I was smart, which is what a 14-year-old would be like. It's infinitely so. No offense to you 14-year-olds out there, but it is what it is.
It is.
Anyway, I'm fighting for you, though. I'm saying you should be allowed out without a guardian.
No, you
as long
shouldn't.
as you're not causing mischief.
You should be in bed.
I could really eat my words if the teenagers came after me.
Midnight
after
to
I struck
6.
down this law.
Midnight
It's
to
illegal
6.
to use bad words in the public parks of Toronto. Enough said. In my
It shouldn't be illegal, should it? I'm okay with this one. Why are
Right?
you out in the public parks cursing?
Exactly.
Using bad language in the public park.
There's a time and a place for everything, and it's called college.
In America, I think that's just my American predisposition. Because in America, we're very, pro freedom of all speech. I don't care if it
Right.
offends you. I don't care if it misinforms you. All speech should be allowed. I don't know how much of that is translatable to Canadians and their philosophy on all that. So my gut instinct as an American was like, well, if you want to run around in a park crazy and yell profanity, that should be legal, just very bad and condemned. And if people want to slap you and say stop, they should be able to.
That's
Shouldn't be,
fair.
like,
Yeah.
government enforced.
So just to answer your question real quick, Tyler, we do have almost free speech here in Canada. There are just a few hate speech laws. So there is illegal speech, but practically we have free speech.
That you can't. But I don't know. I'm actually willing to allow some leeway on this. Agree.
Exactly, right?
Maybe it should just be straight up illegal.
And that's why hate speech is not legal. Now, the definition of hate speech is an umbrella, and that umbrella may grow over time. That's what proponents of free speech are worried about, is when that umbrella grows, who is to control that umbrella? What will qualify as hate speech and what will not? Such as misgendering a person. That has been a debate over the past many years, and I don't think we've landed on anything there yet. As long as we're respectful, I mean, heck, just don't use pronouns, right?
It's not. You're in a public place. Do all that at home, people.
Yes.
You can't drive a car with a for sale sign on it. If you want to inform the world about your intentions, stop first. Put the sign in the window next.
Yeah.
Canadian federal aviation law prohibits you from leaving or entering the plane during flight.
True.
Luckily, there is one exception. If you want to make a parachute jump, you can, but only if the pilot allows you to do so.
And you have to sign a bunch of stuff, and yeah.
When else would you be exiting or leaving or entering the plane during flight? Unless you're skydiving. If you're trying to exit the plane during flight without the pilot's permission, you have much bigger problems. Like,
Yeah.
like the plane is on fire or something. You have really big problems if this being arrested is the least of your concern.
Right.
As for the impossibility of entering the plane mid-flight, well, I think you should try it anyways. Now, think twice
Go
before
for it.
stiffing a hotel in Ontario. According to the local law, the hotel has every right to sell your horse to return the lost money.
Wow.
It used to be illegal for non-dark soft drinks to contain caffeine. However, several years ago, things changed, and now you can have your daily portion of caffeine in your grape or orange soda.
Illegal for non-dark soda to have caffeine?
Yeah, so the old Four Loko in brightly colored flavors would have been illegal before it was illegal.
So they only wanted dark sodas to have caffeine? What, so it was really identifiable? Because caffeine is a drug, technically?
Yeah, when I grew up, Mountain Dew did not have caffeine.
A drug I'm addicted to? No. I do have coffee every morning. Coffee is dark. It would have abided by this law. I
Yeah.
don't know. But apparently it's changed now, so that's probably the way it should be. If you want caffeine in your lemonade, it's fine.
And still, the level of caffeine in these drinks is lower than, let's say, in cola. Several Canadian communities once banned clotheslines because they simply didn't like how they looked. However, recently...
This is what I'm talking about with mowing your lawn. Communities in America would love it.
And like the Oshawa trees, it's all about not in my backyard. Don't do it where we live. Do that somewhere else in that other town. Like, I don't know, go to Dunnville and do that. Every town has a nearby town that they look down on. Like, growing up in Ottawa, it was often Renfrew, and now that I'm in the Niagara region, it's Dunnville. If you have a town nearby that your whole town or region looks down on, let me know in the comments.
If you had to mow your lawn, because it's like this. It's based on appearances. These Canadians didn't like clotheslines. I get it.
Most provincial authorities have lifted this ban. Oh, thank goodness.
I think clotheslines are kind of fun because they're like old school.
Yeah.
Like if you're using a clothesline to dry your clothing, I'd be like walking by and be like, "Wow, that's cool. That's like very hip, very quaint, if you will."
Visit Oak Bay, British Columbia with your talking parrot. Make sure that it doesn't talk too loudly.
Good.
Otherwise, you'll have to pay a $100 fine.
Okay.
I don't care what Polly wants. Shut up.
Exactly.
In Alberta,
You're just shoving a rag down your parrot's throat, like, "Shut up! You're gonna cost me $100."
try to resist.
I would, but that was actually representing putting a blanket over their cage, which makes them think that it's nighttime, so they go to sleep. Anyway, birds are terrible pets. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I hate birds.
The temptation to set someone's wooden leg on fire. Now, I don't know why you would want to do this, but remember that it's prohibited by a particular law.
This should be prohibited. Hopefully
Yes.
this has never happened. People should not be setting people's wooden legs on fire.
And
No.
we're not kidding. Now, which Canadian law impressed you the most? Let me know down in the comments.
That's it. Which one impressed me the
All right.
most? The one about grass, because I liked it. I wanted to
American.
be in America. That was by Brightside. I liked that. I liked it a lot.
Brightside is one of those top something lists, which explains that this is a 30 bizarre facts list. Okay.
Very nice. Wow. That was enjoyable. Those were,
Yeah.
that wasn't
I
exactly
had
what I was
fun.
expecting when it said 30 plus bizarre Canadian facts.
Yeah.
Although locals of Canadians probably didn't know those facts because they're ultra specific. But
And Canada's really big.
were they facts or were they super obscure, funny laws?
More
Okay with
accurately,
that,
yeah.
actually. That makes for kind of a much worse title, doesn't it?
Technically
Not as fun.
facts.
Not something you're gonna click as much as bizarre facts.
Yeah, fair.
I can't complain either. I think I'm gonna use that as a title. Ha ha! Gotcha.
And he did.
I did enjoy this video regardless. Although I
I
feel like
did too.
99% of these laws, hopefully, have never been actually had to be enforced. Or else people got problems in Canada. There's some crazy stuff going on.
Okay, I bet you every single one of those laws has been enforced at least once, because there has to be a reason that they were made into law. Mes amis québécois, je vous demande encore, c'est quoi la raison pour cette étrange loi? S'il vous plaît, je veux savoir, s'il vous plaît, mais je veux pas le chercher parce que j'ai des autres choses à faire.
If people are handing out animal balloons to children, and what else was there? I'm gonna click on a random one.
Wear a t-shirt and a pair of shorts.
And taxi drivers can't wear a t-shirt and shorts. They have to sweat in their
Gotta look
cars.
professional.
It's madness. Anyway, I enjoyed this. I very much did. And if
Yeah.
you enjoyed this,
I hope
video,
you did.
How do you like that for a transition? Feel free to.
I mean, that's
leave
pretty
a
basic,
comment
right?
Or leave a like.
Yes, go
And
ahead,
if
like
you're
it,
interested in more
type
videos
it,
like this, me
like
reacting
me,
to Canada,
reacting to him,
Canadian culture,
reacting to
things
Canada,
I've never seen or
and
experienced.
things
Feel
he
free
has
to subscribe
experienced.
for more.
Oh, yeah.
And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.
Yes, thank you very much for watching. I enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy something else that I've done. I hope that you enjoy your day and you just keep being awesome. Bye. Science.
Spirit. Life.
Nerd Pumpkin.